Hi everyone, and welcome back to Classic Gamer 74. I'm your host, Anthony Gamer,
and I'm Larry the Lion.
Along with the Atari 2600 and other retro gaming systems, there have been quite a few great homebrew games that have come out in the last few years.
Yeah, in about the last 10 years or so, people have started to, there's been a resurgence in popularity of the 2600. Therefore, there sure have been a lot of homebrew games.
That's correct. When we think of homebrew programmers for the Atari 2600, lots of names come to mind, such as the immortal Thomas Jensch,
John Champeau,
right, and Edward Smith. And the 7800 itself has some great homebrew programmers that are on the same level as they are, such as Mark Ball,
Robert DiCrescenzo.
That's correct. Ken Siders,
Franco Dragon,
Clark Otto, and the list goes on and on. So beginning here, we're going to show you some of our personal favorite Atari 7800 homebrews. This is going to stretch for a couple episodes, but we're going to break it up so that we can do other content in the meantime.
Yep, so without further ado, let's get into the games. We're trying not to talk a lot here.
Oh, that's true, but we can talk during the games.
Yeah, but we're trying to streamline this stuff, remember?
Yep. So why are we still talking?
I don't know, hit the button.
All right then, let's get started.
And our first game for today is Frenzy. This was programmed by Robert DiCrescenzo. This game is a sequel to the smash hit Berserk. Now, this game was only ported out officially one time that I know of.
Yeah, unless it was ported to one of those obscure computers nobody's really heard of.
That's true, but I think only just once to the ColecoVision. Anyway, for those of you that aren't familiar with this game, you are once again shooting out with these robots. And one cool added feature with this one is that you have ricocheting walls, and you can actually blast through the walls and get the guys on the other side. A really awesome sequel to a great game.
And next up we have Crazy Tank by Franco Dragon. This reminds me a lot of Air and Sea Battle.
Yeah, but with one difference.
What's that?
These things shoot back.
Oh yeah.
Also, it's really neat how some of these things that you're shooting, you gotta shoot multiple times before you take them down. So if you're into old school fixed shooter games, you're gonna love this game. I know we did. And our next game is Wasp. This was programmed by Mark Ball. This was his first game that he ever programmed, and it was the first 7800 game to be written in the C programming language. In this particular game, you take on the role of this mushroom picker. You're out in the woods, and you have a bunch of killer wasps trying to get you. Your object, collect as many mushrooms as you can without getting stung and killed by killer wasps.
Do you like Miss Pac-Man?
Sure, of course I do. Doesn't everyone?
Yeah, but how would you like to play a much more difficult and faster-paced version of Miss Pac-Man?
Sure.
Well, then you're going to love Miss Pac-Attack. This was developed by 2-Bit Score. And this one is just like I said. It's a faster version of Miss Pac-Man with a really messed up maze. But I'll tell you, this game is a whole lot of fun and a challenge for those that feel like they have mastered the original Miss Pac-Man.
Alright, and next up we have Astro Blaster, programmed by Robert DiCrescenzo. I'll tell you, Larry, when I was a kid, I loved this game. They had it at a Wilco, which was a grocery store that we used to go to when I was a kid, and I just loved this game. I used to play it like just about every time we went there. I wasn't very good at it, but, I still played it.
And that still doesn't stop you to this day.
Nope, sure doesn't.
So this is one of those really cool space shooters that came out in the 80s. And I think the thing that sets it apart is just the fact that your ship is so cool looking and the way those enemies just are so relentless. So if you, like Anthony, loved this game as a kid, you're going to still love it as an adult.
Alright, and next by Franco Dragon, we have Chicago Basement, the game. Alright, now according to this, and this is from the programmer himself, it says, in 4 rooms down in the basement are prototypes of systems and games to collect as many as you can while avoiding the spiders, rats, centipedes, and even Steve Bartman. There are deep dish pizzas to restore some of your health points, the number on the right, and the number on the left is your score. So this game is a whole lot of fun, and I'll tell you, I just kind of really had so much fun playing this game. It's very unique, and you know, this is definitely a Franco Dragon game.
Oh yeah, I mean, his games just have that little extra thing to it that you can really tell it's just from him. And next up we have Scramble. This is another one of those really awesome space shooter games that didn't get a lot of ports.
Yeah, I don't really know if it got any. I believe, actually, it may have gotten a couple. I'm going to have to do research. But regardless, this 7800 version by Robert DiCrescenzo is just amazing. I mean, it's pretty much almost a carbon copy of the arcade game. This is another one of those games that I played a lot when I was a kid. Strangely enough, again, at that grocery store, they had like pretty much a whole arcade right outside. Not outside the main area, but I mean, before you took your groceries out, it was this little long corridor, and they had just video games from one end to the other, and this was one of them. Really had a lot of fun playing this. I like it because it's like almost like a Death from Above type space shooter. Really a great game, one that I never get bored of, even to this day. Next up, we have an original game by Robert DiCrescenzo, and this is Crazy Bricks. If you were into games like Breakout, Super Breakout, or Arkanoid, you're going to love this game. It takes a really cool twist on that whole idea of trying to break through things. Is when you get up to when you are able to get through, it does these really cool ricochets. Really a fun game that will keep you entertained for hours on end. And our final game for today is Worm. This was programmed by Mark Ball. And in this game, you are helping Brian the Worm avoid the mushrooms and eat the flowers to escape from the garden. If you eat mushrooms, bump into a wall, or bite yourself, you'll lose a life. And every time you eat a flower, you get a little longer until you've eaten your fill.
And the list will continue as we have several great games by several of these great and talented Atari 7800 programmers, so stay tuned for more episodes coming soon.
Don't forget that many of today's featured games can be purchased at the AtariAge.com store, or can be bought directly from the programmers themselves, so head over to AtariAge.com for details.
In our next episode, we will have games that were inspired by or based on game shows. Well, that brings us to the end of another exciting episode. I really hope you all enjoyed it.
Oh, I do too. Thank you for stopping by. And if you like today's episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And click that little bell icon down there so you'll be notified when we upload new episodes. Well, until next time, this is Anthony Gamer.
And I'm Larry the Lion.
And we wish you all a very happy new year.
Let's hope 2021 is a lot better than 2020.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. We always have to think positive, right?
Yep. Well, yeah, let's think real positive. And, actually, I agree with you. I think everything's going to be much better.
Let's hope so. So until next time, don't forget to stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe, and above all, take care of each other. Be kind to each other. See you guys soon. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
I really like your optimism.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what you got to do. You got to think positive.
Yep, I agree.